Lorenzo. This will be a fond farewell to Yamaha in the final 28 laps of this race. Rossi, pressure from Marquez. He's still trying to find a way through on Vinales. This is a great for third place. Can be when you've got Vinales. Marquez breathing down your.
We Marquez is Valentino Rossi in him. Through between those two, but Lorenzo made the absolute. Rossi trying to close up on Vinales. They're trying to close up on him, and at the front he is just on rails now. Isn't it? A big on rails. Comfortable as we see at the moment.
First 2 and 3 laps of this plenty track to overtake. We haven't seen Marquez, Rossi, or Rossi have a look at the inside. Vinales, it's tight and narrow. 4-kilometre almost circuit, not the to make an overtake.
Feeling this is going to be a fantastic race for the podium. For the we ride with those leaders down into turn 1. 27 laps of Lorenzo's advantage for 1 second. Rossi, Marquez, Joseph Pedrosa, Spargo and Lotus Spargo. Crutchlow now in 11. Scott Redding, Baptista, Petrucci, and completing 15.
These Vinales are looking back through turn 5. Close to have a look at Vinales at turn number 6 this time around. Keeping Marquez, gap between Marquez and has climbed up to over. Just struggling to run this podium pace at the moment.
Of course, there's the Honda. That hard in the front tyre, isn't it? Probably come out a little bit stronger, but we'll wait and see if that is going to make any difference whatsoever. The softer, I think he said lap 6 and 6, lap sort of 15, 16. So tyre, Lorenzo will probably be looking after it as much as he can at the front.
Yeah, who can race up. Time out. Off should come at about laps 15, which is half race distance.
Well, it's a terrific podium finishes. Just got a glimpse there. Like Rossi, Marquez, Pedrosa, Polar Spargo, and Count Crutchlow, Brad Scott Redding, Petrucci, Lavini, 15th place in the back. Miller.
He's doing a phenomenal place. He's been putting his personal best lap on 31. That was a fraction race leader. Vinales did his personal 131.31. He's not been having a look up the inside of the Suzuki rider to take the hunting down, you know.
It's exactly the same for Marquez. He just passed Valentino Rossi at the moment, taking enormous.
Well, they're all running identical lap times pretty much. 131.3, Rossi 131.4, Marquez 131.4. So there's absolutely no time.
This is up at turn 8, then the first of the right. Turn 10, then. But they just can't adapt to get to turn 12 inside of it. Out of here, perhaps he can go, perhaps he can at turn 4. This is up over the rise, turn 14. We ride.
Lined it up at turn number 40. Johnny Hernandez crashed his final MotoGP appearance to Colombia. So Rossi finally up in the third place. Classic block pass at turn number 14. As Jorge Lorenzo's over the last lap of the race. 31.17.
Vinales trying. He's now going to come under the turn 1. Doing corner. And here comes Mark. Vinales through. He's closing up on Rossi.
The gap between Lorenzo for 2 seconds. Is that already too big a Rossi back on the race? Next in Rossi's sideline. Probably now to match Jorge Lorenzo. In fact, the gap stretched out to almost seconds at the start 6.
Gap as they come through Mark Marcus is right up on the rear wheel. Valentino Rossi. What Rossi did rise turn 13 and get that good drive 14. We're about to find out.
Pretty ominous at the front of this race. Lorenzo is galloping in front. He now goes to 1.9 seconds. He taken 8.10 of Andrea Iannone. Be too Rossi and Marquez through. They won't be out in that Ducati down the side. It'll have to be a move on the back. Beat that Ducati.
You really have to plan your move, right, haven't you? Vinales and when Marcus came through on Vinales. Play. Yeah. Group him on Dradovic. Dradovic still place.
Rossi was 7/10 of a second faster. Now Danny Pedrosa's was running place on his return from injury. That turn number 2. 5 seconds. 1 clear. Frustrating and disappointing to disappointing when he's.
This is turn out 9. This is really up. Tino goes to second place. Iannone relegated to third. Iannone tries to fight immediately. But Rossi holds it. Bit of clear track. Can he make it on his team? Be it for 3/4 of a race.
The deficit that Rossi has on back, or is he? Can he use the Grundy? He can. He fights his way back through into the first corner. That's all he gets. Final corner.
Rossi, doesn't it? You've done all the work, you've done all your planning, and he just throttle of that 16 and races by. Rossi in turn, pressure from Mark. Turn has not dropped Vinales in any way. Terrific fight place. Because the front, this is playing into his hands.
Lorenzo won't know what's going on. He sees his pit bull, but Iannone. Rossi means only one thing. It's Lorenzo. Clear. That was just all about horsepower. As that, Valentino Rossi talked about this weekend. He said if there's one Yamaha must improve its engine performance, not the acceleration. You need more top speed. The Ducati needs more top speed.
So once again, you try Andrea Iannone in for Valentino. Go Rossi, Marquez, Dovizioso's he's hanging in by on his fingernails.
Rossi's not enough to make a move on Iannone at turn. Knew if he made a move on him straight anyway. So
Replan his strategy.
yeah.
Where do you do? What do you do?
I'll be able to attack him first corner because he can't get close. White left Tyler Rossi's down the start finish straight. So Rossi, yeah, have to really pick his moment. Pick his moment. Move on, but then try and from him so he's not able to slipstream down the start finish straight. Lorenzo taking another couple of seconds while they're jostling for position behind. Lorenzo cutting consistent laps at the front up to 2.6.
Behind Dovizioso, it's Spargo of 7th. Place Spargo of 9th. 10th. Scott Reddy 11th. 14th. And in 15th to Barbara. Jack down in 16th.
No way through for the first half of this.
Passed in the first, knowing that if you don't have a big advantage, he's just going to pass past you.
He's gone again. Did that a couple of laps ago. Iannone will fight back. He's not going to get a place without a monument. No way through the and Rossi. As he between himself and Iannone down the finish straight, or will catch Ducati just wind up the wick to top gear effortlessly. Past Rossi again on the start. Find
onto the start and finish line. There will be here is Rossi, the Ducati on the charge. Rossi, I think, is just going to advantage from Rossi.
He's wide. Yeah, he was out wide. Rossi knew what was coming. He knew he'd leave his braking to try and keep Andrea at bay. He's a fraction too hot. That's about Rossi being worried about the stream and the whole Ducati runs it wide. Andrea, thank you very much. Place back without
to do it over
a good block pass, but again the Ducati turn 6 onto the back straight might be enough. Rossi,
this is a fantastic baby for second place. Television timing out of the front is again. This is he is all. And Marcus says, right, if I Rossi complaints.
well, Rossi made turn 6, so he had a chance to try and bridge the gap between himself and Iannone. In there again, he was able to hold Iannone off last time around. Second place was
we ride with Andreoni in his face, number 8, Marcus. Right, I think he's probably opened up a bigger chances this time to hang on to second. Here comes the Ducati closing up. Now Rossi so hot the last that he
Iannone couldn't get close enough to attack the first corner. He's done it at turn 2. This is brilliant by Andy. Not lying down, but the performance, the acceleration between Iannone's Ducati and Mark coming out in the final, embarrassing. Fights back. This is like Malaysia a couple of weeks ago between Rossi and he's hotting up brilliantly in Valencia.
Iannone remain calm because in these situations, Iannone throw that up the road. Up on Rossi once again. 6. This is where Rossi onto the back straight to that into turn 8. We ride with Rossi. Iannone, you can Marquez, you can see in their map. And you can even see it on the second is in the back of
Dovizioso just off the scraps here a little bit. Marquez comes up the inside. That's brilliant. And just enough. Marquez pounces for the first in this race. Marquez in the podium. This is Iannone though fights strongly. Turn them brave by the.
Now it's close enough as they come. Here they go. Marquez up the side. Marquez in third place. But the crunch against the hole is going to win this. They race down towards one
contest. Honda suffers so. The word is embarrassing that he just winds up to top gear, can just blitz away from that rep Honda. And what this is, Valentino Rossi just breathing space in second. Marquez from the side of Iannone at turn 2. Marquez knows he'd like to break the gap between him and Ducati on the straight. It's unbelievable. It's acceleration coming corner. We know acceleration of the Honda. Well, it's being exposed here today by the Ducati.
And he also knows Marquez. Rossi would now hammer up a bit of a gap. In second place, it would be his third successive place, of course. Don't forget the front. He's peering into the Valencia. 4.3 seconds at the front by Yamaha Ducati.
Perfect way to do it at the moment. Leaving Yamaha with a victory. It's going to need a mistake or him this victory. It's a long way. It's battle for second. 19 laps remain.
Iannone hasn't let us. Well, he won't because so much power at his disposal.
So powers his Yamaha to start lap number 12, the 13, sorry. He's completed lap number 12 and he's clear of the field, 4 points. That Marquez just close to Andre, you know, he closes up in the braking zone where the Honda's really strong. He can't get the Ducati's top acceleration is just really.
But Andre to be turned, but he's just waiting for thinking. Andre, I could pick up a place here. Too much over time. He's never assessed the place, and after that,
he's got Mazda Andre, you know, and he this year he's crashed out podium places.
Really by Mark Marquez. I would say, you know, he's not. He's doing an absolute brilliant job. Nice lift up to one on. Yeah, Lorenzo in the front, and in some ways we that I think when he's this weekend, but
Lorenzo's over into a position now where he can consistent paces under pressure. Last time Andre, you know, he was fighting tooth and nail. In place was quicker than 131.
Well, it's still a long way to go. 17 and a half last. Casey Standard, we wouldn't have loved to be in a particular battle. Deep down riding.
Yeah, but I think he was going to somebody right now. Those over the line. 0.7 seconds his lead. Doesn't look like Ross comfortably able to break. You know, he's not been able to get to retain 2 or 3 laps now. But firstly, he hasn't really let the door Marquez or Mary third place away from him. Ducati career.
17 laps to Lorenzo. Then Marquez Davizioso, Bradley Smith, 10. Then Batista, heading. Jack Miller now up there to the usual. He's now down. And what about we must TM? He's not doing such a bad job. So Pedrosa and Hernandez race, and look at kind of running in 20. This at the front, has it? And this works to the bull ring after really practice runs.
Not running at a bad pace, Mick Kelly in the high 33s. That's pretty respectable pace for the race day. He's 16, isn't it? So just to run the pace now, the form a fraction of the time. Lap number 14, we're coming out to the territory where the time start dropping off. Some excessive wear. This is what Michelin predicted. Try the halfway stage. Piero Taramasso said, look at Lorenzo, the brilliant start. Mark, absolute shocker.
Where's Iannone coming from? Is he? Here it will be. Turn 1. Look at Iannone.
It's just a demon on the.
And he started from off the grid.
Yeah. Right. Get a good look. Look at that big win. That's what dropped him right at one stage. Badaway on the inside of Ross. This will take second place.
Signing off, we said great signing off Lorenzo, great signing off as well from the Ducati. Everybody knows the there. Everybody knows the winner. Suzuki may be the man he needs.
Can he tame the maniac? Tame the maniac. Tame him too much to be Andre, he just pretty spectacular with leader Lorenzo. 4.5 seconds he is clear. I think Davizioso is finding it difficult to hang. There's a second this for the first race. Davizioso dropped into the 132 last time around. The stage race with a tyre drop off. Bang on the halfway.
Yeah, and I think Marquez all in. Not going to win this race. He may not. He is just looking to on the podium. Ride by Valentine. Cementing that second place in the World Championship. How long, you know, this sort of pace up there? The crucial part is the battle. Oh, brothers really spinning out.
Yeah. feeling like, you know, you get into any kind of fight, that are like a racing or marbles, you want to win, don't you?
Yeah. Well, it's the younger brother at the moment. This Calcra, he is a bit bruised at the moment. Poor so he's going to see our Honda home. 2 drawn, 3 wins for the season. Bradley, there's nothing Smith would like. Cal Crutchlow in this. There's a lot of pride there.
He's definitely keeping so honest in this race. Between Crutchlow is just at what point does fatigue start to play? Bradley Smith, of course, went off the bike 7 weeks with that serious injury. There's Download Patrol, who at the moment is going to have a very, very present because he's heading to GP 17 with Scott running behind him. It's all academic of who gets bike at Pramac Ducati. Scott running at the top of your running in 14.
Alvaro Bautista, been in good form. It's quite sad to see him. He's going to join the Ducati team on next. His teammate Stefan Brown, his last ride in MotoGP. I'm being he goes to the World Tour to join Nicky. Very strong on.
Joso's podium does look like it's over. Joso last time around 2.297, 2 seconds behind Manfred Vinales. So looks like the bit Joso goes out 2016. Fairly lonely.
Absolute class, and I got to say, all weekend is. From the moment he went out,
you know, he's Ron Rossi. Well, you know, he put down that almost let Marquez. So this fight for second place is only pulling up quite nicely.
Rossi had him straight away. Marquez closes up. This is the battle for his final round of the side by side. Rossi and Oni getting pretty physical. Rossi thought no turn, but he was surely holding the advantage. But Marquez a nibble at Rossi.
Yeah, Marquez got full. That's why how much you know he can down that start finish with that top speed. Look, in the world that Rossi can get back again. 7 or 8, 9 by out by you know on the acceleration point coming out. He's doing it absolutely incredible here, Andre. And let's not forget, he's not fully fit. He's not at all. 3 fractured versus. There's Cal Crutchlow in disappointing down at the final corner.
A difficult weekend for after all that brilliant course in Austria, where he won the race. That in Sepang, he did knock himself up. Now another crash for Rossi. Mark getting closer and the battle for third. Could call it a battle for second. He's involved in it. Well, there's 4.5 laps to go. The season to end, do we?
Because his hard choice might just be held a little bit. Rossi can't find his time at turn 11. Drain, and he's picked him up there in previous laps.
It's all for a minute. Plans his next move. He's up through turn 3. Rossi very, very there's going to be a gap open as he opens and only of that GP60 blast. Finish straight. Rossi then Marquez and very quietly but very confidently. Now this is just home. He will make some stage of.
Marquez is through. Through at turn number 2. Side of Rossi. Issues with the left hand. Of course, Marquez with that harder front tire. Slightly better engine for the second half of this race.
For the first time since a podium position. Vinales closed up on his new team from Tuesday. So really it's 4 riders chasing podium positions. Those gap at the nearly
turn number 11. He just closed the line, going through to start the short, through 12 and then 30. There's no experience trying to lock inside of Unoni at turn. Although he might have a
yeah, just to practice them a little as they're side by side in the field. There is nowhere for you to go. You get that as you can, then march down and finish straight. No confidence match, they'd stop.
Yeah, well, we said it was a top. Marquez there, deliberate, and a bit wide just to try and pick up his rhythm, try and break him onto the start. Because Unoni to just the gearbox. Brilliantly at turn 2. He's through at 3 as well. Stick, brilliant by Marquez. Now, has he got the breakaway from this back second place?
Now, this is onto the back. This is the toe corner. 10 times world champion. He'll have been enjoying this sort of battle involved with little this straight towards turn 9.
So Marquez made Mika Kalion fits on the new TRANS7. Sure what's happened. It's for the Austrian brand. I'm sure we'll be finding out the information. Kalion, the new RC.
So this is the battle for second. Marquez now second. For Vinales in 5th place. Up over the rise, they turn 13 into. When they cross, there will be 10 laps. We'll be at 2 distance. We ride with Mark of Unoni behind him as he opens the throttle. There is Rossi.
Marquez, he's got enough data in him on that lap to make. He made the move very early. Turns 2 and gave him enough chance. I thought was having a look up the inside. There, number 2.
So top across the line, Lorenzo Rossi, Vinales, so Paulus Spargro, Alvaro Batista, Hello Petrucci, place, but his Prado and 15, Labadie.
Yeah, Marquez, he's able to stretch away relatively at the Rossi. Yeah, almost, well, it's got to last time around. Here is in deep discussion with KTM. So
that's quite interesting. They are not pushing the bike back in the box, so they are still the problem, and at least that experience to that data once those people are going to let you guys know.
The second place, but it's more a battle for third place now, isn't it? As is just out and so Unoni, Rossi, and Maverick Vinales that final position.
Needs to do. He's opened the gap. Second to Andre. He's got the brakes, but there's no way he's going to close that down to the.
Might try. That's always got to. That's what. So
here is the runaway race leader, Jorge. Want to talk about economic consistency. That graphic on the right illustrating Lorenzo's all about the groove. He's lapping 131. So fun. He's best to have a 131.
Worry or think about being reported. We don't know. Heroes for his service. You see him right on the side of this. You understand why.
When he rides like this.
Season next year, but about next year, just tremendous on for these. The season starts 4 to 8.
It does look like it's now between Vinales and the podium place of 2016. Marquez has stretched his up. Unoni first.
experience of getting in there behind. Just fathoming how the tyre where the tyre gone. With an opportunity to get back. And Vinales very sensible, just has he got the move? We're waiting. You've got to say once he's got past Rossi, you know, he has had the ability to play. There is high of the season. Fourth victory here. Ricardo Tormo for Lens.
Rossi's third, rather. Finally made a move on Andre, you know, with 7.5. Valentino Rossi's wants to take third place.
Iannoni's got left in the long because, as you say, he didn't ride a full race in time. Physically very, very demanding, quite brilliant. And I wonder, well, we're back. Another look at Lorenzo, nearly advantage of the three-time Yamaha. Here is the champion Mark to finish on the podium in front of his home crowd. To do that quite. Lorenzo crosses the line. 7 laps to go.
Comes over the line. League save second place. We're clear of Tino Rossi. He's immediately over the street from Iannoni. Just a little bit though through that first corner.
He closes right up to it. He did think about it, didn't he?
He's
definitely.
The inside line, not Rossi just wants a bit of drive in the first corner.
This is through 4 and 5. Apex right. Into the left hand of it. Corner. Ivan Rossi. You can see Giannoni and Vignetti. Through the king. Break hard. 8.
And here we go. This number 4. Close the door through turn number 5. Through them. You know what? Marquez, he will be really terrible because he's running really. He's quite Jorge Lorenzo at the front. When he dropped top 6 on the run down the first corner with that line.
What has he got left? Ride if he must point if he doesn't finish. Podium finish. 6 going coming to turn 1 on the brakes.
Well, he got speed.
Yeah.
I mean, he must have been a 9 bike lengths back out of the corner, and then all of a sudden, it was like versus the Moto 3 bike straight. It was incredible.
Rossi will fight. Be absolutely frustrated to do all the hard, get through under the and whoosh, it's like a hurricane arriving. Yeah, the advantages begin to close up a bit on the market. Half laps ago. Imagine Lorenzo is just in a situation comfortably very aware that they've got to look after around this Tormo circle.
Jorge Lorenzo, his Grand Prix career, 249. Been in a habit to go away 4 seconds lead with 5.5 laps to go. Breaking the habit the last.
So right, Marquez start, wasn't it? Boxed out in the first, and as it was yesterday when we were talking about get boxed in, so difficult. Pick your moment, fight back. To go for will be 2 and F should be coming to a Grand Prix victory.
Just a very good word from KJ. They are still analysing the problem is because we do know something electrical. Kelly will just debrief with the guys, so they have put in there. They're not going to try and head back out again.
Many thanks, Dylan. So at a much stage for these men, say goodbye. These guys, if they could just get you known to get onto, hang on to the. It'll be an absolute brilliant day for them because the Andre and only looks like a race here in on Mark, but I'm sure so as he has all week managing this.
You know, he's doing a brilliant job of third place at the moment. Valentino Rossi. He's 4 clear of Rossi. Split 26. So Rossi and Vinales are just running into a few grip issues or a few front wear issues.
Loves the tyres, just giving a bit more edge grip. Loves the warm conditions. Loves Valencia. Just adds us. Riders is going to be on. The other two are going to be pointed. There is the Spargo relations using up on the Ducati.
Doso's having because he's dropped into the 133. I checked on the gap between Doso and Polispargo. 3 or 4 laps. It was well over 2.5 seconds. Last time around, Polispargo was well over half a second. Doso could be top 6 very, very short.
It's like the school play hunted down by the brothers.
Yeah. So,
going to give you an easy time.
Yeah, he's in
Happy with each other after.
He's in trouble here, Andrew. He looks like a bit of a range. Look how much Polispargo is able to close up the bit going into turn number 8.
It's just a matter of time. The gap is coming time between him and Mark. He's managing his time. Marquez is absolutely flying now. He has got that harder option from. He's making it work, but he Lorenzo doesn't need to get away at the front. The gap between the two of them come down towards 3 laps to go on 26 MotoGP.
Come down 2.7 seconds. Marquez was 6.
Surely. This isn't going to happen.
But never say never.
Wow, that would be just keep a closer eye on the gap, as we have been.
Lorenzo throw 4 second leads as well.
So those are Spargo brothers. He's doing because they're ganging up on him. Look at these two there. There they are through the pit up towards turn Lorenzo.
Another 10th, 2 seconds. It's enough, surely enough to Jorge Lorenzo.
9 and that's 10, and then 11. The right-handers. Straight and up. This is Lorenzo 13.
Well, if he doesn't hunt down, his victory really was over the moment on that factory Honda.
Let's see what the gap is. The line there will be season. See Lorenzo crossing the line. Is the gap? Look at that's about no.
First, Lorenzo has dropped back to 22s. I'm sure now he's home that just to make sure mistakes. He's got fading, but shouldn't be much of an issue with a 2-second buffer. Ultimate lap now.
Here is the but a turn. Marquez managing the tyres at the front. So Sterling and Marquez has made bad start.
Third
I'll
there
tell you
between
what,
only-
Rocking is just one big...
Yeah, what we do now, a shootout between grip on that factory, 2 seconds behind.
There's 1.5 to go in this battle as they go 8. This is Tony Rossi close all time on him as they come into 10 to 11. And Rossi is back into third place.
I think that's the third. He's mugged Andre in turn 11. You'll only back in turn 12. He was coming. Ooh, got through turn number 12. Tight Rossi's wide. Sweep around the outside and take place back.
John, the Ducatis 14 and opens up. Lorenzo crosses 1 lap to go. Yamaha career in 3 world titles. Second place, tipped in 1. What's happening in this battle? No podium position.
Over. You know, he's taking it in his pocket now. Rossi's challenge looks like to an end for the podium here.
Here is Marquez. Bad start. That started drawn. The chances is
What is going on?
Lorenzo.
He's got to be careful, Lorenzo, because the gap to this is going to be. We're going to come to the second sector very, very. He's still got that time in his pocket. But he's down to 3 seconds.
So a bit nervous, I think. Attack the podium with the 9 and 10 coming up now, and 11. There's half a lap to go. With Mark Marquez, he only needs 1 to get that nibble. Here's Lorenzo up into turn 12.
Through 12 then. Now up through 13. It's not going to be a long this time around. His children 50th Grand Prix. His farewell appearance for the Yamaha team. Come Valencia.
29 years old, 3 for Yamaha. He's son Yamaha to join with a win here. Valid by the world Mark Marquez, second place.
Place by Andre, you know, to see him back on the really difficult second. Polisbargo just win that 6th place. He just over the line ahead of Andre. Enzo Marquez, no need your top 3. 4th, Vinales alone. Joso, Polisbargo, great ride by going to 9th. Laura Bautista's well will be inside. He just finished with Barbara.
In the Yamaha camp. I'm sure there'll be a few teams. Brilliant ride. Sign off for the abroad in those 3. His whole career, the GP has been Yamaha. Ducati on when he gives a big present by finishing and securing place in the World Championship.
Picture perfect race. The great from pole position. He bettered Andre, you know. Great ride, heroic factory career.
Yeah, superb ride by Valentino Rossi. Absolutely everything. See Mark Marquez ran away, got away, and then it was always going to be. But he picked his modes brilliantly, and he place, and that's what I think. 16 world champion.
His first podium finish since, of course, he was Red Bull Ring in Austria. Marquez's challenge just came a little bit too late. This race defined well to the race really. But start off the line, the big win. We know that Honda's to launch off the line.
Like the fast. Mark.
Celebrating his World Championship home crowd here in.
Look at that.
Somebody might be getting a souvenir in that mark very, very shortly. I want to bring some of his kit into the crowd. It's the high five. Marc Marquez won his championship this year.
Deep into their pocket to secure finishes this season in 7th place. Job at the end there with Barrow brothers. Typical here in Valencia. 16 season is now officially starts in 2 days.
What that result means, Marquez continues the celebrations, winning the World Championship 16 means that the movie star won the team champion, hanging on to that second win, the prize.
Second and third was great for Yamaha, was 4th, and Danny Pedrosa dropping out, lost them the team championship. Honda just by 6.
Not the way balanced to win the championship place, but the perfect way for this man to win the championship in these 9 years. Factory Yamaha. Do that now. Don't care about Yamaha. Will let him have celebration burnout.
A very, very good part for me. This will be Alonso. The team because there, all of them are from an incredible game as a raw money, as a double CC World Champion. They molded him into a great champion.
Recognise his talent. They signed one more year with the brilliant to win that championship in 2007. What a hot talent Lorenzo's going to be. Vinales bows out of the factory system with a pretty good 5th place.
Celebrating that world weeks ago in Japan, then he won the title. He's out and he celebrates life. Making his way for Mayers Hoy. So I think that soaks it all in. Just realises what this is all about.
Renzo mengucapkan selamat tinggal Yamaha dan halu tentunya buat tahun depan. Hari ini seperti Jorge Lorenzo, the hammer down, bisa ngejar dia. Bahkan Valentino Rossi sebetulnya dan Andrea Iannone nggak bisa mendekati. Mateo ya.
Ya, fantastis. Saya rasa juga kan Valentino pilih yang soft, drop.
Ya.
Pilih tapi dia bisa keluar karena memang dia sembur ini luar
seperti
biasa.
Biasa ya.
Dan jadinya lawannya di Mitra sempat dekat sekali sama jadi strategi penting bawa race yang luar biasa kan nonton sesuatu antara Marquez awalnya dan Iannone. Saya rasa dengan ada banyak yang di sini di hasilnya Ducati. Kebanyakan yang luar biasa menurut saya, karena dia lagi cedera, fit, tetapi dia dan kalau kita lihat sementara dari Dovizioso pilihannya juga berbeda, sama kayak Rossi sedikit kurang. Jadinya kan hari ini tuh memang fantastis, luar biasa karena ini udah selesai jadi dari 3 race yang dia hari ini mati sama Marquez.
Fansnya dengan Marquez ya.
Dan kan juga saksikan luar biasa karena kan seperti lagi ya, Lorenzo kan dan Iannone
Yuki
dan naik KTM dan Rings naik dari itu jadi ke Suzuki sama Volgar ke Trua ya. Jadinya kan sangat interesting kita
Betul. Nah ini Iannone bukan selamat tinggal untuk dia akan pindah ke tahun depan.
Dan Lucy nggak yakin bahwa Ducati akan pilihan
Melepaskan Iannone.
bukan soal Lorenzo, itu sesuatu yang bagus, nah itu pluri dunia, tapi kalau
melepaskan
Iannone itu saya bilang
karena sebenarnya juga Dovizioso sendiri dia pernah bilang kan, waktu Iannone cedera, Dovizioso ini kayak nggak sesuatu yang lebih gitu.
Tapi saya ingin sekali hal supaya Jorge Lorenzo tanda tangan ini adalah bahwa jadi teammate sama Dovizioso.
Oh ya?
Saya yakin sekali itu ada.
Kita dengarkan komentar dari dulu.
Well, Andrea, the final ride you've had for Ducati, and what an amazing you had out there with Valentina. Just how difficult was that, especially with the you've had?
Yeah, I think for me, this race is very, very difficult because I have a lot to pay for half race. And when I look my Bible and I check 16, whoa, I think no, it's impossible because I have a lot to pay. But I'm focused a lot, and very, very well. But for me, it's a little bit difficult because on the braking point, the bike is very good, but I don't have energy for braking very hard. And during inside the corner, the bike don't have a good speed, and the Yamaha better than me, no? But I think a lot. I in front, and I ride in my pace. I relax a little bit, reduce the pace. And when Vale overtake me, acceleration a little bit more for overtake. I think it's a very great, good battle with him. So it's very, very because I come back just one race before, and I think thank you Ducati, thank you for all this year, for all this support. I'm happy, and I think I remember this moment and this year of my life.
Thanks a lot, Andrea.
Much English as you ever hear, Andre.
Dia juga dia kelihatan banget.
Karena kelihatan sekali dan dia memang sangat bangga
Dan
bisa
saya
jadi Ducati
dan
gitu
satu
ya.
lagi dia punya riding style sekali dengan motor ini, dan dia udah sangat di Ducati. Makanya ulang pilihan dari Ducati untuk melepaskan yang terbaik. Ducati sendiri.
Nah ini kita lihat battle antara Iannone. Ini nggak ada cerita, nggak ada ceritanya satu negara terus mereka nggak apa-apa gitu, Mas Rossi nggak gitu.
Fightingnya luar biasa dan sangat sportif. MotoGP itu memang balapan.
Kita dengarkan komentar Marquez.
Your final race this season as well, Champion. You looked so close at the end on Jorge, but tell us about the start. It looked like you a bit there.
Yeah, the biggest problem in the race was the start. I had some problem with the clutch and I lose a lot of position, but because it was working not so good. But yeah, then was so difficult to take the others because in the acceleration I was losing a lot. Then on the break point was to the limit, but then step by step I just behind them, and when I saw the opportunity, start to attack, but just in the end maybe remind laps and was possible. Jorge served it a good weekend, but we finish in the podium. We feel a strong way. That is the most important.
Thanks a lot. Congratulations.
Jadi ternyata punya clutch juga gitu ya. Dia memang
Mungkin
startnya
kadang-kadang kalau di
start
start sedikit, jadinya dia slippery. Ya, slip sedikit dan jadi harus tunggu beberapa lama supaya panas balik ke normal lagi. Mungkin terjadi kan.
Kita dengar dari Jorge Lorenzo.
Jorge, a dominant victory on your race for Yamaha. I think the perfect way. By what emotions are you feeling right now?
Very happy, very happy. Now I can stay quiet. I can sleep because I had the perfect end, no? In my stage of Yamaha in all these 9. Very emotional. I didn't expect to win. New market was very strong, but luckily I could open this gap at the beginning and then maintain a little bit. I suffered the last 10 laps because when I saw Marquez inside, I knew he was gonna attack and push for the limit. Could win the race and make last present to Yamaha. So today we were going to celebration.
Thanks a lot, Jorge. Have fun.
Celebration dan paling penting katanya dia bisa tidur katanya. Tapi benar seperti yang Lorenzo pasti udah hafal banget. Kalau dia dapat pace-nya free practice itu biasanya hari Minggu race unbeatable ya.
Untuk Jorge itu yang penting dapat feeling sama.
Iya.
Kalau dia udah dapat feeling, kalau dia dalam itu bilang lain. Oke banget dia hampir. Hanya itu status main dia itu harus itu harus dapat terus karena tahun depan tetap Michelin dan tahun depan masalah.
Nanti hari Selasa bagaimana kira-kira
tapi yang jelas ada keuntungan untuk dia juga pindah. Kalau misalnya ini banyak race-nya yang terjadi waktu di bas itu luar